So today we're talking about Claressa Shields and somebody's man, Papoose, and now Claressa suddenly doesn't want people talking about him anymore. That part right there is wild because this whole situation, this is exactly what she built her image on. This is what she chose to put out there and run with. Let's be honest for a second. It didn't look like the main focus was boxing like that. It wasn't about training hard, teaching classes, or really putting people onto the sport in a serious way. Instead, everything started shifting online and now it's all over TikTok. What happened to that Zeus network energy? Something about this whole thing feels off, like pieces are not lining up, and it's hard not to laugh at how messy it's getting.
Works.
Of the Pap comments, y'all can see yourself because I talk to Pap every day. All day, and when I get on here, and you guys want to bring him up and talk about him, listen, I've been talking to him already.
I know he just won't.
We spoke this morning. We went to the phone last night.
But she is not doing it well.
Actually,
I'm gonna go scoop it out right.
Yeah, you guys will see whenever, when he gets here. But it's just like a thing of.
I'm from Phoenix.
Listen, nobody
like I saw you do that.
I'm obsessed with my man, but
they said they
I need you guys to be more obsessed with me.
I ain't even
like you guys
really
just calm it down. This is not about Pap
I don't be giving you niggas a shot.
We're about to get into the clip, but this right here, this is bold behavior on another level. It's starting to look like things are finally clicking for Claressa. Like maybe Papoose had a quiet word and said, let's keep the spotlight on me because too much is coming out. All this talk involving him and Khadijah is getting louder and it's not looking clean. And if you're keeping it real, it feels like there's a push to control the narrative. Like focus on him, keep attention steady, and don't let it drift, especially with all this talk about a divorce with Remy Ma not even being confirmed. Then you've got people getting exposed left and right while he's still trying to hold on to that good guy image. And let's not forget, he already went on Vlad TV saying there was no ring and no living together. So now people are side-eyeing everything even harder.
I know
y'all get to us about the plastic.
I know he just want what I got.
Peanut.
Bad.
Come here.
Nasty. Like, I'm trying to see what I do. Police will make it a movie. Bad bitches, we don't do the groupies.
Okay, you guys. This is my little brother.
I'm petty and cute.
Is your name Grim Gamer on TikTok?
Yep.
Go down. Ready to
Grim Gamer on TikTok.
I need me a bag.
He got like
you know
3,000 followers, whatever, so go and follow him.
Like Destiny I need my bae to go get me.
Okay, so I was asking him a few questions, right?
Yeah.
People been sending gifts and putting stuff on my face and putting stuff like that on the screen.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I love that boxing one.
You're getting paid every time you see one.
Getting paid what?
I believe you press up here, it'll give you a somewhat of an idea of how much you've got.
Now, Claressa Shields suddenly can't handle all the attention her situation with a married Papoose is bringing. And that part is actually funny. Like seriously, this is the same spotlight she helped turn on and now it's too bright? Because let's not rewrite history. This is what she pushed out herself. She made it a point to show that Papoose was always around. My man, my man, my man. Papoose here, Papoose there, Papoose everywhere. Upstairs, downstairs, even in the basement talk. But somehow, when it really counts, he's nowhere in sight. It starts to look like he only shows up when there are no cameras, no lights, no pressure. And now, out of nowhere, the energy shifts. Suddenly, it's time to change the narrative because people aren't focused on boxing like that anymore. The attention moved, and now everybody's watching this messy situation play out, waiting to see how it ends. So what happens? Now she's trying to redirect the spotlight, bringing up her sibling and switching topics, hoping people follow along.
Somewhat of an idea, but you don't know till the live stream ends.
So is that $6 or 6 cents?
I believe they go by coins or something, but when you end the live, they show you the dollar amount you just made as soon as it ends.
Yes, my little brother is very handsome. People say that me and him look like twins. Been getting that our whole lives. We really have.
Yep, most definitely.
But he is 3 years younger than me. That is my baby brother. He is not my big brother. I'm the big sister.
But that move right there shows a disconnect. That's not how this works once the internet locks in on something. And honestly, it feels like those comments about Papoose using her really hit a nerve, because now people are looking at him sideways too. A man pushing 50 trying to spark a rap comeback that never fully took off in the first place, and suddenly he's right back in the middle of the conversation for all the wrong reasons. Is Papoose out here trying to present himself like some big-time executive at Win Records? But here's the problem. Claressa doesn't even seem clear on what he actually does there. That's the strange part. This already came up before, and she literally brushed it off like whatever Papoose is, which says a lot without even trying. There was even a thumbnail calling it out plain and simple, whatever Papoose is. That's not a good look at all. How are you supposed to hype someone up, promote them, and show them off like they're doing big things when you can't even explain their role? This is the person she's been standing beside publicly trying to present in the best light, but the details just aren't there.
No, so I'm just asking if that's what y'all want. That's what I want to do on here. I want to get on TikTok. I want to teach some boxing techniques. That's what I want to do. All that, like, I know TikTok is known for like the dances and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But y'all know I do my little dances and my little stuff like that. But I really want to make my content about boxing. Really what I want to do.
I can help you host a class on TikTok when you want to.
Oh, my brother said he can help me host the class, so I guess we can figure that out.
It really seemed like she expected that same kind of love and admiration people gave Remy Ma and Papoose back in the day. That whole black love image, the loyalty, the support. It was a strong brand, but this situation right here is completely different, and people are not responding the same way. Nobody is celebrating a messy situation involving a married man, and that reaction shouldn't be surprising. And like Remy Ma once said, Papoose cares a lot about his image. Right now, that image is taking hits from every angle, and it shows. It even looks like he's stepping back from the spotlight, similar to how Claressa has been moving lately. Because when the criticism gets loud and opinions start flying, it's not easy to face, especially with people calling out past behavior and questioning how everything has been handled publicly.
But on another note, I'm laying in bed still right now because I am under the weather. I am congested. I got a headache. My nose is stuffed. Oh, that's congested. I got a freaking cough. So I'm just laying in bed. And I got a mean headache. It's been going on for like 2 days. So it's like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's like when this happens, it's like either I'm actually sick and I have a cold, or it's like pre-periods. I mean, like your period about to come and you get sick for that. So I don't know why I'm sick right now. So my voice, I'm coughing up phlegm. I'm just so annoyed. I freaking hate getting sick when it's hot outside.
There's a whole list of people being brought into this. Shaw Green, Alicia Baumgardner, and then it turns into non-stop back and forth online. Comment sections get heated, DMs get messy, and suddenly content creators are getting pulled into it too. It becomes this loop that never really ends. Every response leads to another reaction, and it keeps spinning. And here's the thing, it starts to look like there's a heavy focus on what everybody is saying. Watching comments, replying, reacting, it keeps the drama alive. So now that all these Papoose questions keep popping up, trying to switch the topic feels a little too late. That door was already open wide. Because let's be real, that spotlight didn't appear out of nowhere. Claressa brought people into the conversation, front row seats and all. Once that happens, people are going to stay locked in, asking questions, connecting dots, and yes, keeping Papoose at the center of it. That's the narrative that was built. There was talk about golden love and something strong and unbreakable, but now people are side-eyeing those claims hard. Right now, nothing about this situation looks solid or untouchable. It feels unpredictable, and the online chatter reflects that. But after everything starts going left, now there's a push to pivot, focus on me, focus on what I'm doing. Yet every time she goes live or posts something, the same questions pop right back up. That attention didn't come from nowhere, it was encouraged.
I want to be outside doing stuff, but I can't be outside doing stuff right now. So I've been taking my little Theraflu, my Dayquil, and my cough medicine the last 2 or 3 days. And I feel a little bit better, but today I have the meanest headache in the world. Like my head is just like pounding today. It's pounding. I'm still coughing up phlegm. I just took my cough medicine, so that's why I'm not coughing. But man, I'm just all down for the count. And my mom is here to visit, and I can't even. I'm trying to give me the energy to get up and do this stuff, but it's like, man, it's taking everything in me to get up and do this stuff. So I'm just laying in the bed. Send some prayers up for me, y'all. Because I am just like, really, really like tired.
And when you really look at it, it seems like a big part of this was trying to prove to Remy Ma that Papoose was always present. But even in recent clips, it gives a different vibe. almost like things have circled back to those moments where everything felt distant and unclear. Now it's starting to look like parts of this situation are unraveling in real time. Papoose barely being seen, one issue stacking onto another, and that Vlad TV interview only added more confusion instead of clearing anything up. But even with all this happening, the same message keeps getting pushed, that Papoose is somehow worth all this chaos. That idea keeps getting repeated, like all this confusion and drama is supposed to make sense in the end. And every time it's pushed, it just seems to fall apart again. Now there's this attempt to rewind everything and shift focus back to just Claressa, like people are supposed to forget everything that already played out. That's not how it works when something is out there. You can't erase that kind of spotlight just by changing the topic overnight. Because the reality is, a lot of the attention right now is tied directly to this situation. That's what pulled people in, that's what got conversations going, and that's what kept eyes locked. And deep down, it probably doesn't feel great knowing that. Because if the interest was always solid on its own, none of this extra noise would have been necessary to begin with. There's also the pressure that comes with it. The labels, the opinions, the constant commentary. It's a lot, and it shows. Trying to dodge it or redirect it through interviews like The Breakfast Club or Angela Yee didn't really land the way it was supposed to. Instead, it added more attention to everything people were already questioning. And now it's reached a point where things feel uneven. Papoose seems to have stepped back out of view again, staying low while everything continues to unfold publicly. Meanwhile, there's this visible effort to manage the fallout and reshape the narrative at the same time. But when everything keeps circling back to the same situation, that reset becomes harder and harder to pull off. It's like now the message is, remember me, I'm the boxer, this is about boxing. But that switch up feels sudden, because for a long time, the spotlight was heavily tied to this situation with a married man, and that's what people were seeing the most. Then something shifts. You see Alicia Baumgardner and Shadasia Green getting major attention off one fight, big coverage, real momentum, and it starts to hit. Meanwhile, your name isn't ringing the same way in ESPN or ESPNW conversations about women's boxing. That realization doesn't sit easy at all. So the response? Back to the gym, back to training, back to reminding people of the athlete's side. And that part makes sense on its own, but the way it played out, throwing shots, calling people out, ended up creating more tension instead of building respect. No real unity, no strong support, just more noise added to an already loud situation. At the same time, it's clear there's an attempt to pivot away from the Papoose situation, especially since it's been dragging on with no clear resolution in sight. That kind of situation wears on anyone. The labels, the constant opinions, the ongoing questions, it keeps following you. So now the focus is shifting back to boxing, trying to reclaim that space. But it's not landing the way it was expected to. Because this spotlight didn't just appear, it was invited in. There was a point to prove, especially toward Remy Ma. But one big question still lingers for a lot of people. Where is the clear separation? Where is the confirmed change of status? There hasn't been anything solid shown that fully answers that, and because of that, the situation keeps getting questioned. Meanwhile, it can look like he steps away from the heat while she faces most of the backlash. And instead of clearing that up directly, the frustration keeps getting aimed at the people calling it out, which only keeps the cycle going. So no, this latest move from Claressa trying to switch it up and act like it's all about boxing again isn't convincing like that. After everything tied to Papoose played out and didn't land the way it was expected, this sudden reset feels more strategic than genuine. Because let's be real, once it became clear that Remy Ma still has strong presence and influence, that's when the pressure really started showing. All that talk about being a power couple, pushing golden love and something unbreakable, it sounded good at first, but the moment things got tested, it didn't hold up the same way. And the public sees that. The message isn't connecting, it's not shifting opinions, it's just kind of sitting there without impact. So now the focus goes back to pay attention to me, but a lot of people already checked out because of how everything was handled before, especially with the comments and energy directed at other women in boxing. That didn't sit right with a lot of viewers. That's where the disconnect really stands out, because how are people supposed to fully take the boxing seriously, the training, the advice, the credibility, when all this extra noise keeps following the conversation? It makes everything feel mixed instead of focused. At the end of the day, people are going to respond to what's shown, not just what's said. So if you made it this far, drop your thoughts below, because this whole situation is definitely one people are watching closely. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment so we can keep the conversation going.